Hey everybody, I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Rhys. I recently took the GMAT and I had used target test prep for my entire preparation. So I thought I'd just, pop in here for a little bit, talk about my GMAT experience, how did it go, how was it using target test prep. Hopefully leave you with some insights and you don't think this is a complete waste of your time, right? So a little bit of background. So I'm based out of India, and for my undergrad, I had a major in like business, commerce, stuff like that. And I had also done the Indian equivalent to CPA, which is chartered accountancy. So that's my education. Pretty quant heavy stuff. So I eventually knew I'd want to do an MBA abroad. So as soon as I finished with these courses, I was like, okay, let me give the GMAT because the score is valid for 5 years, right? Now, when you decide to give the GMAT, the next question is, okay, what am I going to use for prep? Because there are so many resources out there now which you can take. And like everyone, I scoured the Reddit and the forums and GMAT Club, and I was just left confused, right? So I took a free trial of all of them, or most of them, and I found that, you know what, I think TTP is the one for me. The course was structured in a clean way. It was great UI. So I took the 4-month plan, and now full disclosure, for the first month and a half or 2 months, I didn't really do anything because I was busy, right? Like a lot of us. So that it was like December. I said, okay, now I gotta prep properly because my exam was in Feb. I took a mock and the score on my first mock was decent. I'd gotten a 640 without knowing like what are the sections or anything, right? My target score was somewhere around 720, 730. I ended with a 750 with a quant 48 and a verbal 45, if I remember correctly. So it went pretty well. Now, coming back to TTP, I really liked it, right? Like I had a great experience. Superb user interface. The team is really helpful as well. Like even though I didn't take private tutoring from them, whenever I had a doubt or sort of problem, I would just email them and they'd get back to me in like a day or two at most. I don't remember waiting for any time more than that. I had to only do it honestly once or twice because the course is structured in such a way that the explanations and stuff are super easy to understand, right? Now, in terms of quant, I don't think there's much more I can say that hasn't been said about TTP, right? Everyone hails it for its quant, and they have so many questions and so much of explanations and stuff like that for quant. So you can be rest assured that quant is taken care of with TTP. It's more than most people can finish also, I think, because it's so vast. And but if you do manage to get through the whole thing, you'll breeze through the GMAT quant. And I'd really recommend doing the whole thing, right? Let's get to verbal, right? Because verbal TTP is not known for it from what I read online and stuff. But I really enjoyed that as well. Super easy to understand, very clean, sufficient questions. And I think the team have been adding more questions because as I was going through my prep, I could constantly see more resources being added for verbal. So that's a good shout. And honestly, TTP is the only resource that I used. I didn't take anything else. I watched a few GMAT Ninja videos on YouTube, which I recommend everyone do for verbal. It was pretty good. But I didn't really do much of the OG guide or questions from anywhere else. It's more than enough for the GMAT, right? The only thing I did do was the GMAT folks, they offer a advanced guide of questions, right? So if you have the time, maybe do that. But otherwise, I don't think there's much more that you need to do, right? Now, talking about mocks and stuff like that. First mock was 640. I gave my second mock somewhere in Jan, which I got like a 700. And the mocks I gave other than that were towards the end when I was getting between a 740 and a 770. But on the day of if my recommendation would be, if you can give a mock at the center in the exam setting, it'll probably be a good idea because the feeling is very different, right? Like giving it from the comfort zone of your home versus going there and giving it, like, at least for me, I kind of bottled it a little bit in the quant section just because of the nerves and stuff like that. But thankfully, it went well overall. But yeah, if you can give a mock at the center, maybe do that. But other than that, yeah, that's all I honestly wanted to share. Focus on accuracy, not on time in the start, is something that I learned the hard way because in the start, I was just trying to go through questions as fast as possible, try to do every question under a minute and a half, and that went horribly because uh, I quickly learned that I was not really reinforcing my concepts, stuff like that. So focus on accuracy. If you are a native speaker of the English language like I am, don't rely on your ear because our ear deceives us. We don't like complex sentences and we don't like uncommon structures, which the GMAT seems to love. So that's it. Um, in terms of prep material, obviously I'm a little biased because I took TTP and I did well, but that's the one I'd recommend. At least take the free trial. It's really good. And yeah, that's my GMAT experience. So hopefully whoever was watching this video, you found this useful. Feel free to reach out to me in case you want to discuss anything on the GMAT or you need some help. I'm more than happy to do that. And cheers. Good luck with your GMAT. Thank you. Ta-da. Bye.